Standings at the end of the original or short program, Viktor Petrenko, the Soviet Union defending champion, is number one. The young 18-year-old Zagorodnik of the Soviet Union is second, and the veteran Filipovsky of Poland is third. But this is American Paul Wylie, the Harvard student, now 26 years old, in eighth after the original program, and Peter trying to skate well enough to take some kind of medal.
That's the whole thing. He's had a rough start, but he's got to get himself together and say, hey, I can pull up in this competition. He'll be opening up with a triple flip. Well done. He's got a long way to go, though. Another difficult jump, a triple Axel, 3.5 times around in the air. Perfect. Got a lot of the difficulty out of the way, but he can't drop off. He has just got to stay on his game and keep landing these jumps. Oh, and a triple Lutz, he lost his concentration.
Peter, I think it's important here to point out how much that will be a deduction, since he is trying to pull from eighth up into a medal competition.
That will definitely hurt. You know, Paul has so much style. He has great flow across the ice, but when there's a disruption like that, a big fall, the judges just can't ignore it. This in-between skating is great, though. It's just a shame to see that happen. There's a triple Asahikawa, not well done. He had a little bit of trouble on the takeoff, but he did land it.
Talk about having a full plate. Paul is 26 years old, goes to Harvard, we told you that. And yet, Peter, you and I have seen him at the NHK, we're watching now, in Paris, in Canada. He still skates a full schedule.
He really does. I don't know how he goes to school and skates at the same time.
That's why he's 26 and still in school. Difficult.
Now he's going to try another triple Axel here. And he does it perfectly. If he could have just landed that triple Lutz. But still, he's showing the judges, I can do a triple Axel 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes into the program, regardless of the fall he had. Nice stretch in the camel.
Well, he did fall, but he looks good to me.
He hasn't dropped off. Look at the agility in the feet, the quick turns. And a triple toe ollie. Even though there was a mistake earlier, he's showing that he has kept his composure, and he's going to finish strong. Coming in another triple Lutz on the same mistake, another fall. Double Axel. Split jumps. Flying change, sit spin, and that'll do it for Paul.
The crowd loves him. 2 falls. But the question is always in figure skating, what do the judges think? Is it good enough to get Paul Wylie into medal consideration? He started out, remember, at the end of the original program in 8th place.
Well, you just can't ignore those 2 falls, but I have to say that here, looking back at the triple Axel, look at the height, perfect rotation, great extension on the landing. Why didn't you do that on the triple Lutz, Paul? Come on. Easier said than done. Here's a look back at the triple toe Wylie, and that was done great.
Now let's see how good his marks were. Are they good enough to get him in medal consideration? Technically, pretty good marks. Peter, 5.7 and 5.7 as bookends to the other 5.5s and 5.6s for technical merit for Paul.
Off the top of my head, though, I don't think this is enough to pull him up into the medals.
All right. We're reading off the technical merit, and Paul, you can see the strain it puts on someone to skate, even though you're on ice. That program is a killer. But he made it through in fine fettle, 2 falls, but strong at the end. Now artistically, look, he got a bunch of 5.7s, and one gave him a 5.8. Paul Wylie must be considered at the end of the competition when they figure out who's going to win what medal.
5.7, 5.7,
and those are good marks for his artistic impression. He definitely deserves something like that. The 5.8, 5.7, right in line.
Next on the ice, the defending champion, Victor Petrenko of the USSR. We are in Japan, where Midori Ito is not a monument, but a championship skater. We'll see her later on, but the men's competition continues when we continue from